Hello everyone, have a brand new knife on the table for you today. So this knife right here is the CRKT CEO. And so the CEO is not a new knife this year, but this particular variant is a new variant that was recently released. I believe it is an exclusive to Blade HQ, but this particular version of the CEO has blue linen micarta scales. And so once I saw that, that was an immediate purchase for me, because of course I love blue micarta. Just the color and the texture, this is one of my favorite colors to see on folding knives. So of course the knife itself is an upgraded version of the standard CEO, and CRKT has really jumped onto this series of knife. There are a lot of variants of it, a lot of colors, this particular one being the newest, but not the most unique by any means. But of course we see some upgraded materials in the blue linen micarta. We see upgraded blade steel in this s35vn blade. So very nice. We can take a closer look at the markings right there. So beyond that, despite the fact this is a brand new release, this is still the original thumb stud CEO. This is not the flipper version. And this particular knife with the s35vn blade, the micarta handles, does come at a premium price. So the question is it worth it?
That, detective, is the right question.
And for somebody who is new to the CEO series, perhaps it is. But I'm going to make a small argument here, because as beautiful as this knife is and as well executed as it is, there is a lot of competition within this series of knife. For instance, we have another version of the CEO right here. This was a limited run done in green micarta with the copperish bronze colored liners. This particular run, again, same knife, but this particular one cost less than half of the same price as this blue version. So is the price of materials really going up? There is a slight difference, of course, in the price. So between these two CEOs, we have blue micarta and green micarta, of course. We have an s35vn blade versus a D2 blade. This one is satin finish. This one is that black wash colored finish. The liners themselves, we can see just satin liners on the blue knife and the copper colored liners on the green knife. Same with the pocket clip, going with the same style. Big difference though, this knife when it was released, this was also a Blade HQ exclusive, I believe. This one was about $60 when it was released. How much does the blue linen micarta version of the CEO cost? This one right here, $134. So, for a D2 blade upgraded to s35vn and very comparable materials everywhere else, we're getting more than double the cost. And so now, if you are new to the CEO line and just want to jump in head first, by all means, grab the s35vn blade. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be much more durable, much better edge holding, and of course, it's just the overall higher end knife. But is it worth more than double the price? That's the real question here. And for me, I decided to purchase it because, of course, I love the blue color. But is that really the end-all be-all for everybody? And now, of course, I do not mean this to be a negative review by any means, but price speaking, at more than double the cost, is s35vn worth it to you? And so, of course, what's really hasn't changed is that both knives are still made overseas. They're both foreign production. Both knives, micarta scales, but really the only appreciable difference is the blade steel. And so if s35vn is worth that premium to you, then by all means go for it. Personally, I would have appreciated to see this version of the knife in a D2 blade. Because of course, while I don't mind having s35vn is an excellent steel, price-wise, I don't know if it was worth more than twice the cost. So that being said, this is not a limited run of the knife as far as I can tell. On their own social media, I believe it was Instagram, CRKT says this is going to be a standard part of the line. So there's nothing exclusive about it, nothing limited about it, but the price is higher. Versus this Blade HQ edition, which I don't think you can buy direct from them anymore. Again, $60. Is it worth more than that nowadays? Probably, due to the limited factor of it. So if you do see it re-released or on the secondary market, you're probably not going to be paying the original $60 price point. But still, At launch, $60. At launch, $135. Is this knife half as bad as this one? Or is this one worth twice the price, I should say? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But I personally, I can appreciate the look of this knife. I can appreciate this blue micarta. I like the lockup on it. I do like the satin finish on the liners. Although for this price point, I would honestly expect these liners to be titanium or some other high-end material to really justify the price increase. Because as it is, as gorgeous as this knife is, as well as it functions, oh man, it's hard to say, is this worth double that? So the CEO line of knives is a really excellent line from CRKT, and I think they're going to continue it, not only with these versions of the knife, but of course with the newer flipper version that is now out. But darn, it's really hard to justify spending this much on a knife when there's an equivalent, or there was an equivalent for much lower. That being said, even though this green version is now gone, there are other variants of this knife available for a similar price. You can get, I believe, a white linen micarta version of the CEO. I know there was a burgundy micarta version. That one might not be available anymore. It might be sold out. But again, those knives come in at a much lower price than the blue S35vn version. And so again, I like this knife. I'm going to enjoy having it in my collection. Love the blue color. But really, CRKT, it makes me question where they're getting their S35vn. How are they justifying the extra cost? You know, so definitely a good question to ask. So what do you all think about this? Give me your thoughts below. As much as I love to buy the newest whiz-bang knife, the newest, flashiest knife on the block, oh man, the price is a concern. The price is a concern. CRKT has always done really well with these limited runs. I like seeing that they partner with Blade HQ a whole lot for these exclusive knives. That's where this particular one came here too. This just happens to be a squid from CRKT. This one is titanium frame lock, carbon fiber scale. And this one itself, it wasn't all that expensive. Now, I don't remember the exact price, but it was not more than double the price of any other limited run squid. And so that's what makes it interesting. So we see the squid here, just as a comparison, and we're probably going to see more squids as well in the future, but I really hope CRKT isn't trying to price themselves out of the market, because I think that's their last intention. But I think if they release more of these knives with S35 or better seals, and there's not a whole lot of upgrade anywhere else, man, you're going to have diminishing returns, because this one is still in stock at Blade HQ as we speak, because it is not a limited run. This is a standard addition to their lineup. Will be around for the foreseeable future until likely the knife is discontinued. But we're just going to have to see if sales speak. Now, for people like me, yeah, I'll buy it, because of course I love the blue color. But if this was anything but blue linen micarta, I would not have purchased this version of the CEO. Because I'm very satisfied with my version right here in the green. But that being said, I'm just glad to share this knife with everybody. And again, there's zero wrong with it. Beautiful lockup, beautiful action, sharp blade, amazing example of the CEO. My only questioning is for CRKT, guys. Get to it. Don't price yourselves out of the mid-range market. But everyone, of course, if you have any questions, ask them below. I'd love to see your comments. Hope you enjoyed just watching a quick overview of this knife, but have a great day.
Program terminated.